Good morning and welcome back to Putney Vale Cemetery in southwest London for my final of 3 videos in here. Right, today we are going to visit someone who I only really recently found out was actually buried in here. It's not something I would normally do, but I found it so interesting because I love this sort of stuff when I was younger. Yeah, this man discovered the tomb of King Tut, and that person's name is Howard Carter. Yeah, Howard Carter, he became an Egyptologist, more by chance really. He was very good at certain things, and the lady he was staying with at the time put him to work with a member of her family looking for the tombs of the pharaohs of ancient Egypt. And due to pure chance, he managed to find the tomb of King Tut. But what I'll do is I'll spin you around and I'll show you around this lovely cemetery while I tell you a little bit about Howard Carter.
Howard Carter was born in Kensington on 9th of May 1874, the youngest child of 11 of artist and illustrator Samuel John Carter and Martha Joyce Carter, née Sands. His father helped train and develop his artistic talents. Receiving only limited formal education at Swaffham, he showed talent as an artist. The nearby mansion of the Amherst family, Didlington Hall, contained a sizable collection of Egyptian antiques, which sparked Carter's interest in that subject. Lady Amherst was impressed by his artistic skills, and in 1891 she prompted the Egyptian Exploration Fund, the EEF, to send Carter to assist an Amherst family friend, Percy Newberry, in the excavation and recording of Middle Kingdom tombs at Beni Hassan. In 1899, Carter was appointed Inspector of Monuments for Upper Egypt in the Egyptian Antiquities Service, EAS. Based at Luxor, he oversaw a number of excavations and restorations at nearby Thebes, while in the Valley of Kings he supervised a systematic exploration of the valley by the American archaeologist Theodore Davis. In early 1902, Carter began searching the Valley of the Kings on his own. He initially aimed at the southeast rocky wall of the valley basin. Despite being an inaccessible area, within 3 days he found what he was looking for: stone steps, sepulchral entrance, corridor, sarcophagus chamber, in short, the last home of the 4th Thutmose, carefully stripped except for a few furnishings and a cart. In 1907 he began work for Lord Carnarvon, who employed him to supervise the excavation of nobles' tombs in Deir el-Bahari near Thebes. In 1914 Lord Carnarvon received the concession to dig in the Valley of the Kings. Carter led the work, undertaking a systematic search for any tombs missed by previous expeditions, in particular that of the pharaoh Tutankhamun. However, excavations were soon interrupted by the First World War, Carter spending the war years working for the British government as a diplomatic courier and translator. He enthusiastically resumed his excavation work towards the end of 1917. Carter returned to the Valley of Kings and investigated a line of huts that he had abandoned a few seasons earlier. The crew cleared the huts and rock debris beneath. On the 4th of November 1922, their young water boy accidentally stumbled on a stone that turned out to be the top of a flight of steps cut into the bedrock. Carter had the steps partially dug out until the top of a mud-plastered doorway was found. The doorway was stamped with indistinct cartouches, oval seals with hieroglyphic writing. Carter ordered the staircase to be refilled and sent a telegram to Carnarvon, who arrived from England 2.5 weeks later on the 23rd of November, accompanied by his daughter, Lady Evelyn Herbert. On 24th of November 1922, the full extent of the stairway was cleared and a seal containing Tutankhamun's cartouche found on the outer doorway. This door was removed and the rubble-filled corridor behind cleared, revealing the door of the tomb itself. On the 26th of November, Carter, with Carnarvon, Lady Evelyn and assistant Arthur Callender in attendance, made a tiny breach in the top left-hand corner of the doorway using a chisel that his grandmother had given him for his 17th birthday. The next morning, 27th of November, saw an inspection of the tomb in the presence of an Egyptian official. Calendar rigged up electric lighting, illuminating a vast hall of items including gilded couches, chests, thrones and shrines. They also saw evidence of 2 further chambers, including the sealed doorway to the inner burial chamber, guarded by 2 life-size statues of Tutankhamun. On the 16th of February 1923, Carter opened the sealed doorway and confirmed it led to a burial chamber containing the sarcophagus of Tutankhamun. The tomb was considered the best preserved and most intact pharaohic tomb ever found in the Valley of the Kings. In March 1923, Lord Carnarvon contracted blood poisoning while staying in Luxor near the tomb site. He died in Cairo on the 5th of April 1923. Lady Carnarvon retained her late husband's concession in the Valley of the Kings, allowing Carter to continue his work. This continued until 1929, with some final work lasting until February 1932. Despite the significance of his archaeological find, Carter received no honour from the British government. However, in 1926 he received the Order of the Nile 3rd class from King Tut I of Egypt. He was also awarded an honorary degree of Doctor of Science by Yale University and honorary membership in the Real Academia de la Historia of Madrid, Spain. In 2022, a 1934 letter to Carter from Alan Gardner came to light, accusing him of stealing from Tutankhamun's tomb. Carter had given Gardner an amulet and assured him it had not come from the tomb, but Reginald Engelbach, director of the Egyptian Museum, later confirmed its match with other samples originating in the tomb. Egyptologist Bob Breyer said the letter proved previous rumours and the contemporary suspicions of the Egyptian authorities that Carter had been siphoning treasures for himself. The suggestion that Carter had an affair with Lady Evelyn Herbert, the daughter of the 5th Earl of Carnarvon, was later rejected by Lady Evelyn herself, who told her daughter Patricia that at first I was in awe of him, later I was rather frightened of him, resenting Carter's determination to come between her and her father. Harold Plenterleith, a former associate of Carter's at the British Museum, was quoted as saying that he knew something about Carter that was not fit to disclose, with some have interpreted as meaning that Plenterleith believed that Carter was homosexual. An Egyptian guide who knew Carter claimed that his taste extended to both boys and the occasional dancing girl. There is, however, no evidence that Carter enjoyed any close relationships throughout his life, and he never married nor had children. After the clearance of the tomb had been completed in 1932, Carter retired from excavation work. He continued to live in his house near Luxor in winter and retained a flat in London, but as interest in Tutankhamun declined, he lived a fairly isolated existence with few close friends. Carter died from Hodgkin's disease, aged 64, at his London flat at 49 Albert Court, next to the Royal Albert Hall, on the 2nd of March 1939. He was buried in Putney Vale Cemetery in London on the 6th of March. 9 people attended his funeral.
Right, well that's all the information I could find out about Howard Carter. But his final resting place is just up here to my right, so what I'll do is I'll spin you around, and as per usual, we'll go and have a look at it together. Right, it's just up here in front of me on my right. I'll tell you what, I found this earlier and then totally lost it again. I had to come and look for it a second time. But it's just up here in front of us. And here it is. This is the final resting place of Howard Carter. Howard Carter, Egyptologist, discoverer of the tomb of Tutankhamun in 1922, born 9th of May 1874, died 2nd of March 1939. May your spirit live, may you spend millions of years, you who love Thebes, Sitting with your face to the north wind, your eyes beholding happiness. And as you can see, he's got all these little bits of Egyptology stuff on here. He's got all these little bits and pieces up on top of his headstone. The Sphinx and other bits and bobs. And right down at the bottom here, on the end, it says, "O night, spread thy wings over me as the imperishable stars." But that is the final resting place of Howard Carter. Well, that was a final resting place of Howard Carter. I do hope you enjoyed the video. I'm on my way home now. It's the final day of the football season and I want to see if my team makes the playoffs. But as I say, that was the final resting place of Howard Carter, the man who discovered the tomb of Tutankhamun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, it does help the channel. And if you like the content, then don't forget, hit that subscribe button as well. You never know, there may be other videos on here you'd enjoy. But anyway, that's me, Darren, from Putney Vale Cemetery in southwest London. I'll see you on the next one. So bye bye for now.